Wow, such a delight to have you here with me today. This is Pastor Gloria Onoja. I'm a pastor evangelist, a mother, a wife, a mentor, a life coach, an entrepreneur, a fashion designer. Whatever you think, I am there. Anything good. So I'd like to welcome you on board today. Thank you for always staying with me. And in case this is your first time, please do not forget to subscribe and turn on your bell notification so that you'll be notified each time I post edifying and quality content on this channel. Remember, I cannot be here if you're not there. So, there's something that comes to mind today. We're looking at, I always bring you something that is very important. And today we are looking at something very, very important to our lives. And whether you're a married person or a single person, this is important. And I think, in fact, it forms the basis for, if you are not yet married, it forms the basis for an informed decision of who to marry and what to do in marriage. Married, it will also go a long way to help you, make amends and better position yourself for the best experience in marriage. And that comes in the form of a question. I always meet people, and of course, I'm sure you have heard it, or you might have even asked the question yourself. Isn't it enough? Isn't it okay if I love somebody and I'm ready to go ahead in marriage? Or are there any other thing I need to consider before I say yes, I do? This question is a question that many people don't really take into consideration. They don't think much about it because they just feel, oh, I love this person. What I feel for this person is strong. What I feel for her, what I feel for him is so strong that I don't think any other thing matters anymore. But this question today is love enough for a marriage? Is love enough to sustain a marriage? And my answer is this. No. Yes. Pastor Gloria is saying no. Love alone is not enough to keep a marriage relationship or to make it work. Are you surprised? No, you shouldn't be surprised. And you're going to find out very soon why love is not enough. For many people, what they define as love tend to be that strong feeling, that emotion, that feeling of, you're crushing on somebody, that feeling of, oh, I can't do without you, that feeling that will make you say, I can climb, the highest mountain for you, and that those rhymes of I can cross the 7 seas just for you or to be with you, and all of those. And there's so many things that happens when that feeling, that issue that people call love, to a great extent comes into play in a relationship. And then if you're not careful, you begin to think that that's all that matters. I've spoken with a few persons ready to get into marriage, and then when there are controversies as to, or questions about, are you sure you should go ahead with this relationship and all of that, seeing some signs and some things you think they should take into consideration, their conclusion, many of them, a great percentage of them, come to one conclusion: I love this person, and that is all that matters to me. But sincerely speaking, love alone is not enough. It's never enough. You know why? Because when you get into marriage, and like I always tell people, when the reality.com of marriage begins to happen to you, then you forget that thing you call love. For many people, the thing they call love are those physical attractions. Is this person's complexion, is this, is that. I mean, this person is bad gone. This person is, when he just swept me off my feet. The way he gets all, the way he dresses, the way she looks, the way she speaks, her person, her look, and everything. When we talk together, we have this chemistry together. There is this fire that burns when we talk, when we see ourselves. These are lyrics and things that so many people talk to you about. But sincerely speaking, these things don't sustain marriage. Yes, it doesn't make marriage work. It doesn't make marriage to last. There's so many things people look away from. I spoke with a young man who had a marriage who already failed. And then we got talking, and then he was like, What do you think? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if a lady is not beautiful, I mean, beautiful like an angel, I won't even think of going there. And of course, that was the first mistake he made in his first relationship, which led into marriage and eventually led into a divorce, and they went their separate ways. Love is not enough. Physical attraction is not enough. That thing you call love could be just be physical attraction. That thing you call love could just be, the chemistry, the fire, the passion, that you can't wait to take the person to the altar. That passion that is burning on your inside that makes you think, tomorrow is too late. Next month is too much. When they're telling you, in fact, there are some people that when they are preparing for marriage and you're talking to them about, the way they rush, as in the rush. I just want it done within this period. If not this period, no, I can't take any other thing. And then you begin to ask them, what's the rush for? What are you hurrying about? Why not take your time, study yourselves, pray together, look at the things that makes marriage to work and make it to last together before you begin to think of rushing to the altar to say I do. The moment you say I do, it's like it's a commitment of to your forever. Yes, the moment you say I do, it's a commitment to your forever. And many people today, because they don't take these things into consideration, they just rush into it. Before you know it, the next thing they are saying is, oh, I'm tired, I've had it up to this point, I can't take it anymore, I'm out, I just want to be out. And the next thing you're asking the person, what really happened? You had the fire, you had the passion. You couldn't wait to be with this person. And after a few months or few years, the next thing you're saying is a different thing altogether. How the person is a beast, how the person is a foolish person, how the person is not good enough, how they don't have character and all of those. But sister, brother, where were you? Didn't you see all of those when you started off together? And so it is wisdom for you who have not started yet. It's wisdom to take your time. Love, that thing you call love, the passion, is not enough. That physical appearance is not enough, because all these things changes form with time. They change the shape, the form, everything changes with time. And then if you're not careful, you're looking at the person's present, you're looking at the things you think are the most important thing, but actually are not the most important thing. And then you see yourself falling prey for what you didn't bargain for. So what are the things that makes love, that makes marriage to work? What are the things that is needed or are needed in marriage? The first thing I like to talk about is character. Character molds. Character is the definition of a person. That person may not be looking attractive, but the person is sweet on the inside. That person may not be looking attractive. That person may not have a fair complexion. And somebody told me, I said, daddy, if you look at mommy now, you should know that's the kind of the spec we want. I laugh, but actually of the truth, my husband was not looking at the complexion. In fact, that was the list of the things that were bothering him. And at first, he wasn't even looking at any of those things and considering them as very important. What he was looking out for was the character. So if for a relationship to last, you must look out for character. Is the person calm? Can the person tolerate? Can the person bear along with you? There are persons that are not ready to bear any moment of discomfort in the marriage relationship. They cannot. I can't take it. I can't manage. I can't, and you keep hearing all the I can't. When you're in a relationship, the thing you should look out for, first of all, are these things, these basic ingredients. Can this person bear with you? Can they go through thick and thin with you? Are they ready to be there? Like Apostle Paul said in the book of Romans in chapter 8, verse 25 thereabout, he said, in all we are more than conquerors. Why? Because he said, whether in life or in death, in hunger, in lack, we have made up our minds. So have you been able to tell yourself the truth? Have you made up your mind to go the length of time with that person you say you love and you're ready to take it to the altar? You should look inward. You should check. There are so many things that act as red flags. When something happens and before the person is flaring up, the person is getting so agitated, the person is misbehaving, the person is putting up so many smokes, so many reasons why they cannot please me, I can't do this, me, I can't do that, please, I can't, I can't take all this, I can't take. Oh, some of these things could be red flags that you must watch out for if you have the best in your relationship. Is the person patient? Can they bear with your weaknesses? And I spoke with a couple. I actually spoke with the husband after they have had their first child, few months after they had their first child, and I was talking to him about what to expect and the things that would be happening within that period, especially from pregnancy down to the birth of the child and the nursing of the period of the child. And when I spoke to him about a lot of things to look out for, he said, oh my God, mommy, I have made lots of mistakes. In fact, when my wife was pregnant and she couldn't do so much, I was so pissed off. I said the house is not kept, needed and that, blah, 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 blah. There are all manner of things. In fact, there was a day he told her that, why was she acting like a pig? Oh, that was the height. It was that bad. So unless you're ready to be patient, to bear with the person's weakness, to tolerate, to go the extra mile, the relationship may begin to fall off. And that thing you're looking at and you're calling love may fade away at the snap of the finger. To consider is trust. When there's no trust in any marriage, that marriage is headed for the rocks. Yes, it's headed for. Many things could affect your trust in your relationship, and number one could just be infidelity. Yeah, and like when you have sex before you say yes I do before you go to the altar, it could break your trust. Yes, it can break trust. You know why? The other person will not be able to trust you, to think that you have the self-control and the discipline enough to stay and to hold yourself when he or she is not there. So when they see you with another male or a female, that question of what's going on between them comes up. You discover that in any relationship where there's no trust, it becomes so difficult to make that relationship work because the person has lost all forms of trust. There's no trust. You didn't build trust into the foundation of your marriage. And in fact, even if there were issues of infidelity or issue of extramarital affairs before you got into marriage, you should be able to settle it and come to a point that you'll be able to say it out all clearly, to be sure that there's nothing hidden, there's no cockroach hidden in your cupboard, there's no, nothing hidden, no deaths have been swept under the carpet for them to be creeping up gradually in the process of time. And when there is a secret that is hidden, it becomes difficult. Why? Because as those secrets are coming out, they have a way of finding their way out. It's just like having a cockroach in your cupboard or in your house or in your kitchen or in your toilet or somewhere, and then when you least expect, you saw the cockroach crawl out and you're wondering, where did you come from? So when there is such an issue in your relationship and it's not properly handled, you discover that the trust in your marriage becomes at risk, and then your relationship, your marriage eventually is at serious risk and heading for the rock. Respect. Yes, respect for yourselves. where there is no respect, where a lady does not respect the man she marries, or where you lose respect for the person you married, you discover that you begin to let down your guards on so many things, and then in fact that thing you call love will fly through the window. You're asking yourself, where was all this? Why didn't I see it? Why? Because you have lost respect. Why? Because there's no respect. So many people married the people they married just because, not really because these are the kind of persons they wanted. This is the man, this is the woman I would like to spend the rest of my life with. This is the man, I respect him, and all I want is to be with him, and I'll be happy and fulfilled the rest of my life. No, many people don't marry because of these things. Some people marry because of the money. Some marry you because of the financial security or the security they're looking for. Others marry you because of fame, because in fact, as weird as it could be, some others marry because of influence and affluence, or because of honor. So because they know that once they are associated with you, they have everything they are looking for.